Excuse me. What's up, guys? SirAllAboutMusic here, bringing you an album review, which is really a 3-view. Now, what is a 3-view, you might ask? Well, myself, theneedledrop, and jumblejunkiemusic decided to get together and review the same album and upload our videos to YouTube on the same day so you guys can get an idea of each of our perspectives on the same album. We thought it would be pretty cool. Hopefully you think it's pretty cool too. And the album that we decided to review was the new Burzum record, which was released on March 8th, I believe, March 8th of this year. The first record to come out after, what's his name? I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, was released from prison for murdering someone. Yeah. Anyway, if you guys don't know who Burzum is, I'm really not that surprised. I do not have a history of reviewing black metal on the channel. Black metal is definitely a genre that is not my forte, and it's definitely a genre that I'm not terribly interested in. I just want to get that across, be honest with you guys right up front. So, what to say about this record? I actually liked it a lot more than a lot of other black metal that I've listened to. It was really, and the thing that I think really drew me to it was how noisy it was. The guitars and all the instruments are very distorted, and the production is pretty lo-fi, which makes for a really noisy sound, a really noisy mix. Not a lot of, lick the floor clean production here. And I think that's what really led me towards it more than other black metal that I've listened to up until this point. So there was that. There was the noisy factor to it. Also, it was twisted in a way that I can't really put my finger on, but I know is different also from a lot of black metal that I've listened to. It was really, really sick sounding stuff, and a lot of the motifs and the sounds that I heard, these themes that were used on the album, kind of sound like if Dead Can Dance went black metal. That really haunting ethereal sound that Dead Can Dance have, and just translated into a black metal context. And those are two things that I really liked about this record right off the bat when I first listened to it. And about after the first 2 songs, I was done. And the thing is that the record really doesn't move anywhere. It doesn't move much. It's pretty stagnant in its flow, and the songs themselves are pretty stagnant. Like once you hear the intro, you pretty much hear the rest of the song. In my opinion, I just found myself not really paying attention to it, getting bored and moving on to the next track. The album was engaging for the first 2 minutes of each song because it was, something new, and then it lost its appeal. And these songs are, longer than 5 minutes. Almost all of these tracks are longer than 5 minutes. So a great deal of the song, I did go through it completely all the way. I'm not saying that I just listened to the first 2 or 3 minutes, but it didn't keep my attention whatsoever. I found myself not caring. I found myself wanting to move on to the next track. While the ideas themselves were great, I thought they were interesting. The music is definitely something that I would go out and spend money on if the songs were shorter. I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into the long, winding compositions. It bored me. It bored me. That's what I gotta say about that. And really, that was the thing that killed this record for me. It was boring. It was boring. Burzum had some great ideas here, I think, and if the songs would have been shorter, this album definitely would have, well, it already has. It's encouraged me to maybe go listen to some other black metal, because I really like the ideas that are presented in the themes, and the overall sound of this record I think is fantastic. I think it's fantastic, and it's definitely something that I would be willing to listen to. But it's like a flatlined heart. There's no excitement. There's builds every once in a while, but they just don't have, they're not interesting in any respect. For me, they weren't. So that was really the big stickler point for me. I didn't really mind so much the vocal delivery on this album. If you've watched my Opeth review, the kind of growling vocal delivery isn't my thing. It just isn't my thing. And that's not to say it's bad or other people can't like it. For me, just not my thing. But for some reason, I didn't mind it so much on this, and I think it was because it was already it was feeding into the noisy sound of the album, the pre-existing noisy sound of this album, and so it really wasn't a distraction for me from the overall sound. It really didn't turn me off. I loved. I loved the sound. The sound was really the thing that grabbed me on this. Everything else I could care less about. So I could actually give this record a 5 out of 10. I'm just, I'm indifferent to it because it has overwhelmingly good aspects and it has some negative aspects. And really they kind of balance each other out for me. So really quick, 4 points. Originality, have no clue. This is the first real black metal album that I've really listened to and paid attention to, so I can't tell you how original it is. For me, being the first black metal album that I listened to, it was pretty original. Except for this kind of ethereal Dead Can Dance themes going on. So it was pretty good. Kind of indifferent to it. The flow was not my thing just because these songs were so long. I got bored. There wasn't really any kind of growth in the album. It was pretty stagnant all the way through. And then the production, I thought, really benefited the overall sound. Even though the production is pretty lo-fi, it's not clean and prissy, it benefits the sound. So yeah, I can definitely say that I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I can definitely give this a 5. So be sure to go check out the Needle Drop and Jumble Junkie Music's reviews of this album. One quick thing before I go, I will be doing a blog TV next Thursday, a week from today, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to look out for that. And this is SirAllAboutMusic. I'll see you guys later.